Hello. Hello. Ayush, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So just wait 1 minute and then we will start to the class. Okay, so let's start today class. I think we already discussed in the previous class no load operation of the single phase ideal transformer. Is not their phasor diagram and their operating principle. So today we are going to discuss and draw the phasor diagram of the transformer at the load condition. Okay. So in ideal transformer, what we have considered in the transformer winding, do you remember? What is the condition for ideal transformer?
So E1 by E2 is equal to N1 by N2.
E1 by E2 equal to N1 by N2. So we have derived that EMF induced equation that is directly proportional to the number of turns. Okay. And the winding resistance are negligible, is it not? Winding resistance are negligible, either primary and secondary winding. And all the flux set up by the primary coil that will cut secondary coil also. Second condition. And third is the core loss. That component consists of hysteresis and eddy current loss are almost negligible for the ideal transformer, and the core has the constant permeability, that is the magnetization curve have linear curve. Okay. So these are the conditions we assume for the ideal transformer, but in actual transformer, is it not possible? Okay. When you have a coil, that means you have to some resistance. So you have to consider the resistance drop of that primary and secondary coil, and obviously core loss also take place in actual transformer. Okay. Actual, whenever you design any coil, you cannot say that this is the resistance less or resistance is almost negligible. Okay. So we just try to see today the actual transformer of the at the load condition. Okay. So we already discussed about the systematic diagram of the transformer, how we can wind the primary and secondary coil and their magnetic flux flow through the coil. Is not. So just wait 1 minute. Now it is clearly visible. Hello. The screen is clearly visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So This diagram we already explained how the magnetic flux path flow in the core, and actually this part we already cover, okay, along the primary side when the secondary side was no load. That means you maybe consider one switch, that switch at open condition you may consider as the no load, and when this switch is connected, that means load is connected through the secondary coil, is it not? The basic difference between no load and load condition of the transformer is simple. When any load connected through the secondary coil, that means transformer at the loaded condition. When no load connected through the secondary coil, that means transformer at the no load condition, is it not? So consider that one switch when the at the open condition, that means transformer at no load condition, and when you close the switch, that means transformer at the loaded condition. Okay, so we already discussed how the supply, AC supply given to the primary coil, and this one is your primary current drawn from the supply. Okay, and this flux path flowing through the core of the transformer, and EMF will be induced in this winding, that means primary coil, that is represented by E1, and in the secondary coil E2. Okay, so next we try to consider, that means at the loaded condition. At the no load condition, we already draw their phasor diagram in the previous class. Okay, so what will be happen when this switch is closed? Now we can draw the phasor diagram for the actual transformer. Any basic difference can you observe from the no load and load condition of the transformer? And you have to consider all the component, whatever you have neglected in the ideal transformer at the no load condition, that all component you have to consider here. So can you draw the phasor diagram of this transformer? Anyone, just tell me how we can proceed for the phasor diagram of this loaded transformer. What is this one, dotted line across this coil and this coil? What is this dotted line? Anyone?
So leakage flux.
Leakage flux of the primary coil. Each flux induced in the primary coil, but do not flow through the magnetic core and links the secondary coil. That flux is known as the leakage flux of the primary coil. Okay, that flux leakage through this transformer core of the primary coil, and this is similar to the secondary coil. Okay, so what is the basic difference and how we can proceed for the draw of phasor diagram of this loaded transformer? At if we consider one point, if you load may be considered either lagging power factor load or maybe leading power factor load. So first you consider load power factor is your lagging. Have you know which type of lagging load and which are the leading load? What is the phase difference between lagging and leading? What is the lagging load and leading load power factor?
So lagging load is when current is lagging behind from voltage by 90 degree, And leading is when current leads by 90 degree.
If current lag below 90 degree, then what will be happen? And lead below 90 degree, we are saying that current is lag by 90 degree from the voltage that is lagging, and lead by 90 degree. What will be happen when the less than 90 degree?
Oh, so it doesn't have to be leading lagging by 90 degrees, sir.
तो कितना होगा? जीरो से 90 डिग्री के बीच, 0 से 90 डिग्री के बीच कोई भी एंगल हो सकता है, is it not?
Yes, sir. Yes,
When
yes.
the current lag the voltage by 0 to 90 degree, is it not? Maybe 30 degree, maybe any degree of between the 0 and 90, is it not? Any degree between 0 and 90 degree, we can say that the either when the lag, then lagging power factor, and when the current lead, that means leading power factor, is not. Maybe any 0 to 30 degree. That means 5 डिग्री लैग करे या 10 डिग्री लैग करे, उसको लैग ही बोलेंगे, 90 डिग्री तक लैग करे लैग ही बोलेंगे, ठीक है। 90 डिग्री लैग करेगा, दैट मीन्स क्या होगा, तो लोड जो है सो प्योर किस केस में 90 डिग्री लैग करेगा, यदि लोड प्योर इंडक्टिव हो, इज नॉट, when the load is pure inductive, in that case current lag voltage by 90 degree. When the load is pure capacity, you know, when load is pure capacity, then current lead by voltage by 90 degree. And when load consists of RL, that means resistance as well as the reactance, in that case lagging angle is less than 90 degree, is it not? That depends on the value of resistance and inductance. Is it clear to all of you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So we consider first lagging power factor load. Okay. That means we consider the load have the RL component. Okay. That means secondary power factor load is your lagging between 0 to 90 degree. That value depends on the resistance and reactance of the load. Okay. So how we can proceed for that one? First we draw the secondary side. If you consider that secondary side, okay, so this is your secondary terminal voltage that is represented by V2, and this is your load current that is I2. So just first we can draw the secondary side phasor diagram. Okay, so I will remember how where we draw the no load phasor diagram. नो लोड में क्या होता था, कोई देखिए I2 ने सेकेंडरी टर्मिनल में कोई करंट नहीं फ्लो करता था, तो यहाँ पे हम लोग को कंसीडर करना है सेकेंडरी टर्मिनल सेकेंडरी करंट एंड सेकेंडरी टर्मिनल वोल्टेज एंड EMF इंड्यूस्ड एंड व्हाटएवर द resistance and reactance drop in the coil of the secondary, that we have to consider, is not, that we have to consider. तो फर्स्ट हम लोग क्या करते हैं, जस्ट वी ट्राई टू ड्रॉ दी E2 जो EMF इंड्यूस्ड है सेकेंडरी कॉइल में, उसको हम लोग हॉरिजॉन्टल डाउनवर्ड ड्रॉ करते हैं. दैट मींस E1 and E2 आर इन सेम फेज, EMF इंड्यूस्ड इन द प्राइमरी एंड सेकेंडरी कॉइल. So first we try to draw the EMF induced in the primary and secondary coil, that is drawn by the first one, this one. We just draw here phasor diagram at the lagging power factor as well as the leading power factor. Okay, we already described which one is the lagging load and leading load. So first one is your can you identify which one phasor diagram is for lagging power factor and which one for the leading power factor? From the discussion of few minutes earlier, can you identify which one is lagging power factor phasor diagram and which one is leading power factor diagram? Then I will explain all the component of the phasor diagram. At least you find
So
out.
first one is lagging power factor and second one is leading power factor.
Exactly. First one is your lagging power factor and second one is your leading power factor. How can you identify the lagging and leading?
So E2 और I2 में देखिए सर, I2 मेरा पीछे E2 से, तो lagging हो गया.
This is your load current. You have to compare with the load current I2 and terminal voltage V2. Okay. Load current I2 and terminal voltage V2. ये दोनों में चेक करना है कि देखिए either lagging or leading. Okay. So I2 is behind the V2. So that's why it is known as the lagging power factor. In the second diagram, you may find out I2 is leading from the V2. Okay. I2 is leading from the V2, some angle that is represented by theta 2. That is depends on the resistance and reactance value of the load. Is it not? How you can find out if any load given to you, that means resistance as well reactance value, then are you able to find out theta 2, that means load power factor? निकाल सकते हैं ना. यदि लोड का रेजिस्टेंस एंड रिएक्टेंस वैल्यू दिया हुआ है, then थीटा हम लोग कैसे फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं?
So R by X.
R by X. That will tan inverse R by X. You know, theta 2 equal to tan inverse R by X. तो ये एंगल डिपेंड्स करेगा रेजिस्टेंस एंड रिएक्टेंस ऑफ द लोड. ओके, कितना लैग करेगा, कितना लीड करेगा. ओके. Now we just try to explain all the component of the phasor diagram. Okay. So if you start from the secondary side component, okay. So E2 and I1, I have to say that draw at the downward direction along this side. So first you draw the E1 and E2 downward direction. Okay. And since you know that your load is your lagging power factor load. Okay. So that means this is your actual transformer. Okay. So whatever the EMF induced in the secondary coil, that is represented by E2 here, is it not? So EMF induced in secondary coil, that is represented by E2. इस EMF में क्या होगा, सेकेंडरी साइड का जो रेजिस्टेंस एंड रिएक्टेंस है ड्रॉप होने के बाद we got the secondary terminal voltage. Okay. So secondary terminal voltage is nothing but EMF induced in the secondary coil minus voltage drop due to the resistance and reactance of the secondary coil. Is it not? So E2 is your, either you maybe say that E2 is the summation of the whatever the secondary voltage you have to appear at this secondary terminal or that means the load terminal, whatever you may say that is V2, plus whatever the voltage drop taken in the secondary coil. Okay, so this is your total EMF induced in the secondary coil. So secondary coil में EMF induced कितना हो रहा है? E1 and E2, sorry, E1 for primary and E2 for secondary. So E2 is your total EMF induced in the secondary coil. That is nothing but the vector summation of the secondary terminal voltage appear across the load terminal plus whatever the voltage drop due to the secondary coil. That means resistance and reactance. Okay, so I think you're already familiar that how we can draw the phasor diagram of the voltage phasor drop due to the resistance and reactance. Is not phasor diagram of phasor voltage drop due to the resistance and reactance. So first we draw here the E1 and E2 downward direction, and I2 I know that is less than E2. You know, I2 is less than E2, so you just draw the behind the here E2. Okay, and from this V2, this is your since lagging power factor load, so draw the I2. Is not some angle that is represented by theta 2. So draw I2, and whatever the current, whatever, and this is your I2 load current, and we already discussed how we can transfer these secondary currents or secondary voltage or secondary impedance towards the primary side. Okay, so the MMF of the primary coil and secondary coil are equal. That means what MMF is nothing but the product of the primary current into number of turns equal to product of the secondary current into number of turns of the secondary coil. Okay, that means I1 N1 equal to I2 N2. Okay, so whatever the current drawn by the secondary side due to the load, that MMF will be demagnetized by the primary side. Okay, so whatever the component I2 you have to draw in the load, so that current must also draw from the supply. Okay, must also drawn from the supply. So what is the total current drawn from the supply? This component of I2 refer to the equivalent to the primary side plus no load current, whatever the required for the magnetizing and core loss component, that is represented by IE. Okay, so suppose that IE exciting current, that means this is your IE exciting current, is your this is known as hysteretic angle, that is alpha from the phase phi. Okay, so flux phi along this direction x-axis, and from this flux exciting current is leading by some hysteretic angle alpha that is represented on the core material. Okay, so these two components, one is your for the magnetizing, produced for the magnetizing flux, that means along this side, that means flux phi. If you remember or recall the no load phasor diagram. Okay, so whatever the no load component along this direction, that means flux direction, that is represented by magnetizing component, that is IM. Okay, and whatever the component of this one, that means the exciting current towards the V1, this is your y along the y-axis V1. Okay, so if you break this no load exciting current, that means IE or exciting current, whatever you maybe say that. So this current have two components. One is your magnetizing component and another is your core loss component. Okay, and this exciting current plus Just wait 2 minutes. So this is your I2 current referred to the equivalent to the primary side, that is represented by either I2 dash or I1 dash. Okay. So this opposite to the I1, that means primary side, is represented by I1 dash. So I1 dash is your load component, nothing but load component referred to the primary side. Okay. So what is the total current value drawn from the supply? That means the vectorial summation of this load current value referred to the primary side plus exciting current or no load current. Okay. So you have to draw, that means the vector addition of this no load current IE or I0 and vector addition of this I1. Okay. So this you may be draw through the dotted line and you will be get the resultant value, that is value of the I1. Okay. So this is the total current drawn from the supply at the load condition. Okay. And next is your consider at the voltage drop due to the primary and secondary coil, that means due to their resistance and reactance. Okay, so you already draw there I2 here and V2. So what is the flux leakage due to the primary coil, that is represented by phi L2. Okay, and from this one lag voltage EMF induced, that is represented by leakage flux EMF induced, that is EX2 equal to minus GI2X2. And I2 is your here. So now what is the voltage drop due to the R2? So how you can draw the voltage drop of the R2? Okay. So this is your V2. That means with the same phase of the I2 R2 drop. So just draw the I2 R2 drop along the phase of I2. Okay. So this is your V2 and just draw the parallel to the I2, that is V2 I2 R2 drop in the secondary coil. So that is nothing but parallel to the I2. क्योंकि रेजिस्टेंस के ड्रॉप जो होता है वो करंट के along ही होगा फेजर में. That's why we just draw this I2 R2 drop parallel to the I2. Okay, and this EMF induced due to the flux leakage of the whatever in the primary coil, that is EX2, that is equal to minus JI2X2. So along this side, that means minus I2 X2J. So what is the opposite side of this? That means positive. That means I2J X2. So just draw the reactance drop of the secondary coil. That means 90° from this one, or you may be, I think, familiar with the how you can draw the phasor of the resistance and R2. So this one is your 90° from this I2 R2 voltage drop. So you have to just draw I2 R2 drop, I2 and X2 90° from this I2 R2, and this is your nothing but the summation of these two voltage, that means V2 and voltage drop of the secondary coil. Okay, so E2 is nothing but the voltage drop in the secondary coil, that means due to the resistance and reactance and whatever the voltage appear at the load terminal. Okay, so this is all about the secondary side. Okay, and similar to the primary side, you have to that one's in the no load condition. We just consider that V1 here, that is V1 dash equal to opposite of the EMF induced. But in actual transformer, V1 is not here because the voltage drop in the winding, that means resistance and reactance. Okay, due to the resistance and reactance. So whatever we supply given to the primary coil, that is V1, that is that means EMF induced in the E1 plus resistance drop, that means I1 R1 along the primary side. So I1 current along this phase. So you have to just draw parallel to this current I1, that is I1 R1 drop and 90 degree to this one is your I1 X1. That means the reactance of the primary coil के कारण जो voltage drop होगा. Okay. So this is your summation of the supply voltage, that is nothing but the E1 dash, that is यदि E1 इधर है, if E1 are down here, so this one is your minus E1 along this side, that is nothing but V1 dash plus I1 R1 plus J I1 X1. Okay, so this is the summation of these two voltage, that is equal to the V1. So now can we write the mathematical equation from this phasor diagram? Secondary side and primary side component. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So are you got the phasor diagram of the lagging and leading power factor? So can you write the EMF equation value for the secondary side and primary side here from this phasor diagram? Whatever we try to show here through the phasor diagram, that we just try to write here in the mathematical equation. So what is the secondary voltage equation? Just tell me. Secondary voltage equation. क्या होगा? सेकेंडरी साइड का वोल्टेज इक्वेशन क्या होगा? सेकेंडरी साइड का कंपोनेंट इधर वाला है ना, जितना भी E2 2 सफिक्स में 2 से रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, दैट इज योर सेकेंडरी कंपोनेंट, एंड जितना भी हम लोग 1 से रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, दैट इज योर प्राइमरी कंपोनेंट. ओके, तो सेकेंडरी वोल्टेज का क्या होगा इक्वेशन?
Sir, E2 minus I2 R2 plus I2 X2 JX2 minus V2 is equal to 0.
Exactly. So E2 equal to वेक्टोरियल में हम वेक्टर में हम लोग कैसे लिखते हैं? दैट मींस दिस वेक्टर प्लस दिस वेक्टर प्लस दिस वेक्टर एंड दिस इज योर रिजल्टेंट. सो E2 इक्वल टू समेशन ऑफ V2 प्लस JI2R2 sorry JI2R2 प्लस JI2X2 I2R2 plus JX2. So just write here for the secondary side voltage equation. That means E2 equal to, just represent the vectorial summation, E2 equal to V2 plus I2 R2 plus JX2. R2 plus JX2. JX2. And what is the voltage equation for this primary side? What is the voltage equation for the, or you may represent this one R2 plus JX2 equal to Z2, nothing but Z2 impedance. It may be represented either in the impedance form or in the individual resistance and reactance part. Okay, so you may replace that one. So what is the secondary side voltage equation? Similarly, primary side. Primary side voltage equation. Just tell me from the phasor diagram. Similar to the secondary side. What is the voltage equation for the primary side? You have to consider this diagram up to this to this. Okay. This theta 1 is known as the power factor of the primary side. That means angle between the primary side voltage and primary side supply current. Okay. So just tell me the voltage equation of the primary side. That means you may be seen from this phasor. That means this one is your V1 dash plus, what is this one? I1 R1
I1
plus JI1 X1, that is equal to V1. You know, this is the base vector addition. Nothing but the. So can we write here V1 equal to V1 dash plus I1 R1 plus JI1 X1? Is not. So primary side voltage equation, you can write here just voltage equation V1 equal to V1 dash plus I1 R1 plus J I1 X1. Okay. So V1 equal to V1 dash plus I1 R1 plus J I1 X1. So similarly to
So what is X1, sir?
X1 is your primary coil leakage reactance. You have considered two coil, na? One is your primary coil, another is your secondary coil. Okay, so primary coil resistance and leakage reactance represented by R1 and X1, and secondary coil resistance and leakage reactance represented by R2 and X2. Okay, so 1 and 2 is in suffix whatever you have to denote here in voltage or current. Suffix 2 is represent secondary coil and suffix 1 is represent your primary coil. Okay, so is it clear?
So how is leakage reactance is represented in
Leakage
leakage
reactance,
flux को
leakage flux
leakage
I have,
flux को
leakage flux I have,
reactance में कैसे किए sir?
whatever the flux leakage through the primary coil, okay, through this one. So leakage flux is represented by which quantity? That means x2 for the secondary and x1 for the प्राइमरी. ये कॉइल जो प्राइमरी साइड का कॉइल है, तो जो भी रेजिस्टेंस वैल्यू है उसको हम लोग रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं R1 से, एंड लीकेज रिएक्टेंस वैल्यू रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय X1. इज नॉट. हेलो.